Namaste viewers and welcome to Poetry Lab with Dr. Parikshit Singh, and we are discussing Satya, Poems to My Father. Now, in the last episode, we ended on a very interesting note that though the person being addressed in these poems in this volume was like a karma yogi, but the ending was very beautiful, very spiritual, in fact. So let's go to this poem, Space to Space, for Sri Aurobindo, page 59, because Dr. Singh, you've already told us that the picture of the Guru was actually resting on his chest, right? So please give us this poem.
Space to Space for Sri Aurobindo. There was a man I loved once. Upon his crystalline mountains of mind I trekked all alone, and found in the diamond dimnesses of my tread the space where vision and light grow one. There, among transparent lattices, the ranges of mind become indistinguishable from ranges of sky, and boulders gleam as rays carve monuments in stone, the sun a constant companion to the Everest of blue gaze. The Himalayas of snow-topped peaks, where the sun is no longer distant witness, but comrade and seer, is now your face, glaring through me. There was a man I loved once.
Right. So, my first question to you is this a poem addressed to your father or to Sri Aurobindo? Because the imagery, of those ranges of mind, those peaks, diamond, scintillating peaks. It for me, it's Sri Aurobindo. As you go closer and closer, the awe increases, right? And yeah, please tell us.
Yes, yes. It was written with experiencing Sri Aurobindo. Now, Sri Aurobindo and I have a very, uh, you know, close relationship for 40 years, and I've read him a lot and very intimately. I've followed him as a student follows his teacher in the Indic tradition, where you at one point identify with the Guru himself and you experience the Guru as your higher self. The Guru becomes your reality. Your own truth is the Guru manifesting. So my resolution to my father leaving was realizing that he had gone to Sri Aurobindo, and that finally brought peace to me, because losing him was very difficult, and the whole process of almost a year, 2 years, intense memory. You miss your father, someone intimate, talking to him daily. But then once I realized that something else came over, and I realized Sri Aurobindo very clearly. And of course, I knew that in my own little ritual, I had brought him to Sri Aurobindo as a son brings one's father to a great pilgrimage or a great deva, a being of light. So I'd done I fulfilled my purpose as a son is supposed to do, but also the realization that he had reached the highest possible attainment in this life possible to him, and that kind of settled things for me. So yeah, that was my resolution. As you see, that poem is not for him. Poem is for Sri Aurobindo. Yet it somewhere the father figure, the father becomes Sri Aurobindo, and the one who's brought you, one as a father, one as a teacher, and it became a kind of somewhere it merged.
No, totally, totally. I think that it's like saying that the guru received him because you had the photo on the chest, and you always say, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So the merger is logical if you understand how it works. And in terms of imagery, even the end of Mahabharata, the Pandavas start walking towards the Himalayas, or on their last journey, and people drop away. So the Himalayas are the abode of the gods, as we believe it. And when I was in Shimla, I actually felt it. I actually experienced it. And there are these shining ones, and they, the theosophists call them the great white brotherhood. But whatever it is, the devas, the world of the superconscious beings, and, many believe that it's just a level above our world. And we've been seeing in the amazing Vedas how there is that interaction or interchange, the energy going back and forth. So it's a wonderful poem. And the peace that comes from knowing that your father is in a safe place in the highest mountain ranges of the spirit, in the Guru's arms, as it were. So I hand it back to you for some concluding comments, please.
No, I think I'd written it a long time ago. Maybe it was, and when we first met, actually, you had introduced that book. There was a girl I loved once. So sometimes you reference yourself in your poems, and so this was a tribute not only to my father but to my teacher, my guru. In at my father comes to a beautiful ending, and I was very grateful that he came at the end to the teacher who was my spiritual father, so to speak. So it was a perfect kind of completion and resolution for me.
So, on this note of gratitude to the Guru, to the Father, and in a sense, the Father who inspired the poems also, and to you, the poet, Dr. Singh, thank you so much. And to our viewers, please join us again. If you love poetry, do subscribe to our channel, like us, support us, send us your poems, etc. And the journey continues. Thank you. Namaste.